Hey guys, welcome to Nerdarchy, for nerds by nerds. I'm Ted, and today I'm hanging out with
Dave.
And today we're going to do another Fast and Dirty Monsters, and we're going to do the creature from Stranger Things, the thing from the Upside Down.
Jump down to the description below where you can find Nerdarchy, the newsletter, where you can gain weekly tips as well as learn how to game with Nerdarchy.
All right, so if you've seen the show Stranger Things, it's a Netflix exclusive, we get this horrifying creature that haunts the town of Hawkins. And if you've seen the show, you'll know what we're talking about. If you haven't, go watch it, and then you'll understand what this video is really all about.
Or you can check out our review of the Stranger Things on the original Netflix series.
So we have this creature.
So it has a couple characteristics, right?
Number one, it's large.
It's large. It has the ability to move between basically the Upside Down, which is kind of like the Shadowfell or Shadow Realm,
right,
and the material plane.
Right.
A gate has been opened so it can find its way through.
Right. Now, we find out in one of the later episodes that the main characters hypothesize that it can smell blood.
Yes, it senses blood like a shark.
Right, and the shark, it can detect a drop of blood from miles away in like so many parts per million. And they're going on that theory. And if that's the case, then we need a creature that's got the ability to have keen senses, essentially.
Also, the thing is highly resilient and brutally strong.
You see the thing get the crap kicked out of it, and it just keeps going.
Yeah, I mean, they're unloading round after round into this thing.
Right. Now, what kind of creatures are large, powerful, keen senses, and resilient?
It makes me kind of think of a troll in Dungeons and Dragons.
Indeed. Now, the other thing is, the creature that they're fighting, it's being fought by untrained people. So I imagine that we're not talking about some kind of legendary beast. So a Challenge 5 would be a good fit. And you've got the ability to say, you know what, I would like this creature to be a little bit stronger. You can pump that troll up a little bit and just keep the flavor the same if you want to have this creature in your game, but your players are a little bit stronger.
Right. But for replicating the actual movie, the troll as is perfect. I would jump back to the back of the book where you may find the phase spider and give it that ability, because it does seem to move in between this realm and the Upside Down fairly easily.
Indeed.
And the other thing is, anytime it starts taking any kind of a beating, it generally just leaves, heals up, and comes back later.
Right. So the phase spider's got the ethereal jaunt as a bonus action. It can magically shift from the material plane to the ethereal plane, or vice versa. So you would just say it could shift from the material plane to the Shadowfell or Shadow Realm. That's on page 334 of your monster manual, and the troll is on 291 of your trusty monster manual.
And the creature from the Upside Down was basically described as humanoid, hulking, and it lacked a mouth, right?
It didn't have a face.
Yeah.
But its head opened up into a giant mouth.
Yes.
Alien
style.
Quite terrifying.
Yeah, so it definitely. You might even take away its sight and give it blind sight.
Yeah, I would absolutely feel that it should have blind sight
out to 60 feet or 120 feet or something.
Its keen senses to be able to sense life or sense blood or whatever have you. I think would really go well for it without really affecting it mechanically.
And its blind sight might actually extend into the from realm to realm as well, because it did seem to be able to sense things over, obviously, instead of looking like a troll, it would basically be a large, kind of like formless human, almost, and I would get rid of the claws and replace them with like bludgeoning or strangling damage. But other than that,
it certainly has the bite attack.
And they did use fire against it.
They did.
So the fire and acid thing you could probably leave no problems. Or maybe, something tells me maybe fire and psychic damage would be the things that stop it from regenerating.
Yeah, I could certainly go with that.
Or maybe fire stops it from regenerating, but so does psychic, but maybe it's vulnerable to psychic damage. So, I mean, these are all things from the little bit we got from the movie they throw in there. And you know, the way to use this monster, too, is really important. This is an ambush monster, too, which it's kind of like, it reminds me of the stats of the troll, but at the same time, it's an ambush monster, and it was a little bit of a pussy, because if it got hurt, it left.
Right.
And would heal up and then come back later.
Absolutely. Yeah. So you cannot, like, you don't want to use this creature as just a stand-up fighter. You got to have this be your choker, your cloaker, your assassin, something.
You wanted to stalk the players, terrify them a little bit. It almost seemed like it wanted its victims to be afraid too. So, you know, so maybe not only does it feed off the flesh, but maybe the fear a little bit.
Well, you know, again, spoiler alert. Like, I also feel like it's not going to just kill. It potentially uses bodies to spawn off of
as a larder and store. And it seemed like maybe just a little bit, maybe needed the victims to give up a little bit and have that kind of defeat for it to really feast on them. Mm-hmm. I don't know. It had some weird things going on, made it kind of an interesting monster.
The monster from Stranger Things was weird.
Or strange, perhaps. I don't know. If you guys watched the series, what did you think of it? What do you think of us building the monster from it? Did we hit the nail on the head, or did we miss? Let us know in the comments below while you're at it. Like, share, and subscribe.
You can support us over on Patreon.
So until next time,
stay nerdy.